Alright, I'm ready to go on this last drawing in this railroad scene. I've put in all my layers down properly. Just went ahead and went right into it. Didn't spend too much time on the mapping process, but there's my mapping process. Finally got one of my favorite pencils from my art store today. Chocolate. Man, he makes some good stuff happen. But, boy, I've just had to drag myself out of a funk to get drawing, working on my deck, my healthcare needs, my teeth. I've been seeing dentists. It's been excruciating. It's hard to tell, but stay tuned. You know what, man? You don't give up, even if you make little mistakes. Nothing's perfect. Magic happens when you're drawing, but if you're erasing too much, it's going to complicate things. You have to evolve your mistakes. Art is a true test of patience, so stick with it and take your time. There's no rush. Now, back when pandemic unemployment was around, I was able to do art like once a week, a piece once a week. But full-time working plus art and YouTube editing, about once a month if you want a quality good piece. That's about where I stand, so like, share, subscribe, and maybe I can up the number of pieces that I do over time. But one a month ain't too bad either, guys. So that puts that 60 pieces in a few years. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, it's getting better, guys. More and more and more and more and more and more details. Finally got some of these reflectors down on the siding. Still a big mess. It's gonna take me a long time. This is one that's it's in it for the long haul. Literally, it's what freight trains are for, the long haul. And been adding a lot of keep having to put some more oranges down and to make these reds a little bit better in parts. Got the trees going in the background. That's really nice. All right, long haul, man. This one's gonna take the full lot of 6 hours, I think. I'm not even close with some of the foreground. There's so many things in here, but that's what I love about it. Every little stroke is a bit of a drawing in itself, so... Every little detail is like a little drawing in itself. Each little spot is a drawing in itself. Got 2 engines on this, guys. Going with the Railfan scene from one of my videos back in the day. There's a couple RJ Corman engines here that I'm going to draw. And let me tell you what, I've been kind of dragging ass lately, getting myself up to get drawing. It's been tough, man. Between work and all, getting the motivation to draw is not that easy. You gotta draw when you don't feel like drawing, and that actually comes out with some of the best results. when you draw on it uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable and in pain, even, you pull out your pencils and man, they make some good stuff happen. So far, so good. I got the windshields there. You can see it. As you can see it, I got some windshield going on the top of that right there. I started on the windshield. Light moves and simple maneuvers. Nothing too big, nothing too small. There's a whole lot of details. This is going to be a long haul draw. I got a phone pole wire up in the sky, which is great. I guess you wanted to map to my other phone poles. That's all in the mapping. And real clunky. Everything's real clunky and it's hard to tell. But stay tuned. You know what? You know what, man? You don't give up. Even if you make little mistakes, nothing's perfect. You gotta muddle past the mistakes. Alright, muddle past any sort of quivering lines that you may like. You may not like them at all. Magic happens when you're drawing. But you know, happy mistakes, they call them. Alright, stay tuned for the more art. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna keep on drawing. Because in a world of AI art, there's always room for the more art. Okay, to the final details of this drawing. It's not too bad. This was done when we were railfanning in Kentucky one day, so I'm thinking about calling it the Kentucky Railfan. So, got a little more details right here on the railing, darkening on the wheels to go through. Might do a little more in the foreground and sky, but I kind of like how where it's at. The sky gives it off that anime kind of feel to it, and I really like that. I like that. I like the incompletedness and the blank spaces all account for the final piece. So I'm going to go through and blend all the red here on this engine. Come through and try to blend together some of these leaves and trees. I'm going to blend the gondola over here and give more detail on its signage. Just put a bit of signage on the gondola right there. So bought out my old, brand new Inktense paintbrushes, which I used on the gondola, which was perfect because it started to get heavy and warp the paper a little bit. But for those who are familiar with the railroad, gondolas usually end up, they are very warped naturally, so it kind of worked out. It gave it an awesome natural warped metal look. All right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Kentucky Railfan is done. Let me turn off my classical music back here. I don't want to get a copyright strike, even though I don't think you get them on classical music, because it's over 100 years old. So behind me, we got my spritzer bottle I did earlier this summer. My self-portrait right there. Did a cat back there some years ago for a customer, but they never came and picked it up, so it's all right. It's all right. They know where it's at. All right, here we go. Everything is done. I can't go any further because if you take this any further, you're going to keep messing it up. It's going to keep driving you crazy, and it's just always going to be like that. Right when you start making too many mistakes, time to give up. It's done. You're going to overkill it. You're going to make more mistakes. Nothing's perfect. This came with the perfect combination of realism, abstract, and anime all in one place. I'm going to sign it in bark, the Derwent color pencil bark right about here. That maybe this time I won't chip it while I'm doing it. Here you go. Don't take much to sign it. And that's my signature. There you go. The Kentucky Railfan is done. R.J. Corman loaders on the way. All right, thanks for tuning in, people. This one took a long time. It took 1 full month to do. Quality versus quality, quality over quantity. The true art for aficionados. I thank you guys for coming in and tuning in. I hope one day I can do a piece per week like I did during pandemic unemployment. But I'm employed, so they come about once a month for here. And I hope I can get back to railfanning, and I know I will next year. This year wasn't a good year for health insurance, but next year, for me, it will be. Almost got all my health insurance needs wrapped up. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And remember, in a world of AI art, there's always room for the more art.